Hello everyone, Johnny Thunder, EAS&Weather here, with a severe weather update for the Day 2 outlook, and again, I'm a little congested and I may cough a bit in this video, so just bear with me. Anyway, we have a threat for severe weather tomorrow, but not nearly to the level of what we're going to see today. But at the same time, I'm not trying to downplay tomorrow's severe weather threat, because there could still be some pretty strong storms, even in the slight and the marginal. We have a slight risk for severe weather tomorrow that encompasses, north central Florida, east central and southeastern Georgia, most of South Carolina, much of North Carolina, much of Virginia, eastern West Virginia, Washington, D.C., and west central and south central Maryland. And we have a marginal tomorrow that encompasses far south central New York State, west central and southwestern New Jersey, most of Pennsylvania, including my area, all of Delaware, much of Maryland, much of West Virginia, eastern Ohio, eastern Kentucky, far southwestern Virginia, eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, western and far eastern North Carolina, western South Carolina, much of Georgia, central Georgia, I should say, central Florida, the central part of the Florida Panhandle, and central Florida. Going to the tornado threat for tomorrow. The tornado threat for tomorrow is not nearly to the level we're going to see today, but at the same time, I'm not trying to downplay it, because even with the lower numbers, there could still be tornadoes for tomorrow. So, even with the lower numbers, there can still be tornadoes. And even the weaker tornadoes can do damage. So, there is a 5% chance of an isolated tornado tomorrow that encompasses central Virginia, central North Carolina, and central South Carolina. So there could be some running EF1 tornado in the 5% area, and maybe an EF2 sneaks on us in the 5%, or not me personally, because I'm not in a tornado threat tomorrow, but an EF2 could sneak up on an area in a 5%. So I'm not rolling out an EF2 tomorrow, but it's lower. But just because I say it's lower doesn't make it impossible. Just because I say the chance for an EF2 is lower tomorrow does not mean it's impossible. There could still be an EF2 in there, but again, less chance for that. Again, 5% encompasses central Virginia, central North Carolina, and central South Carolina for tomorrow. And there's a 2% chance of an isolated tornado tomorrow that encompasses eastern West Virginia, west central and south central Maryland, Washington, D.C., north central, southeastern, southwestern Virginia, western and eastern North Carolina, western and far southeastern South Carolina, east central and southeastern Georgia, and northern Florida. And there could be a brief tornado in the 2%, EF0 possible, maybe an EF1 in the 2%. So, going to the wind threat for tomorrow. There is a 15% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher tomorrow that encompasses northern Florida, east central and southeastern Georgia, most of South Carolina, most of North Carolina, most of Virginia, eastern West Virginia, Washington, D.C., and west central and south central Maryland. There is a 5% chance of an isolated tornado tomorrow that encompasses far south central New York State, west central and southwestern New Jersey, most of Pennsylvania, including my area, all of Delaware, much of Maryland, eastern Ohio, much of West Virginia, eastern Kentucky, far southwestern Virginia, eastern Tennessee, far eastern and western North Carolina, northwestern South Carolina, central Georgia, the central part of the Florida Panhandle, and central Florida. Go to the hail threat for tomorrow. There is a 15% chance of hail of 1 inch in diameter larger tomorrow that encompasses north central Florida, east central and southeastern Georgia, most of South Carolina, most of North Carolina, most of Virginia, eastern West Virginia, Washington, D.C., and west central and south central Maryland. And there is a 5% chance of hail of 1 inch in diameter larger tomorrow that encompasses far south central New York State, west central and southwestern New Jersey, most of Pennsylvania, including my area. Don't like this update on me. But the 5% hail risk tomorrow also includes all of Delaware, most of Maryland, most of West Virginia, eastern Ohio, eastern Kentucky, far southwestern Virginia, far eastern and western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, northwestern South Carolina, central Georgia, the central part of the Florida Panhandle, and central Florida. So go to the summary for tomorrow. Isolated severe thunderstorms with a few tornadoes, scattered damaging winds, and marginally severe hail will be possible on Sunday across parts of the east. So that's all I got for today. And again, there's a major threat for severe weather today, as well. Well, not as well, but it's not gonna be major tomorrow, but it will be today. But I'm not gonna go over the day one outlook. I will not go over the day one outlook in this video because I already did in the previous video. But again, tomorrow's severe threat is much lower compared to today. But again, not downplaying tomorrow's threat either. I want to downplay tomorrow because there could still be some decent storms in the slight and even the marginal. So stay safe in the affected areas for today and tomorrow, and especially today. For today, have a way of getting your information, and have a way of getting your information like from a weather radio or TV, phone, etc. And go to your safe place immediately if a warning is issued. So, and do the same for tomorrow, because again, there could be some decent storms tomorrow too, but just not to the level of today. So, stay safe in the affected areas for today and tomorrow, and especially today. But even tomorrow, have a way of getting your information, such as weather radio, TV, phone, etc. Go to your safe place. So, stay safe both today and tomorrow, and I will have another update tomorrow. Take care.